Educator friends. It is Carrie from Thriving with Thurmanator, and if you are feeling anything like how I'm feeling, this GIF perfectly summarizes the situation that we're all facing. So today I just wanted to check in with you, see how you are doing, and maybe share some of my tips for how I'm planning to start this year. Before I get into my tips or how I'm planning to start my year, I just wanted to take a minute to tell you a little story. One year I had the most amazing administrator, and she was one of the best leaders that I had the privilege to serve under. She gave me a card, and on the card it said, "You have a gift that others need." And I wanted to share that with you because I want you to know that you have a gift that others need. So even though it seems crazy, uncertain, we might not have any idea of what is to come, I want you to remember that you need to be kind to yourself, and you need to be proud of yourself for the evolution that you've gone through to transform your curriculum into what it is now. I am proud of you, and I want you to know that you matter and what you do matters, and you make a difference in the lives of your students every day. All right, so if you're a planner like I am, you must be freaking out because what are we about to do with all of the plans that we originally had? Let's just light those babies right on fire because school as we know it is not going to be the same. So here's what I've put together as my tips for a smooth transition to the start of the year. So I would definitely plan to make a plan and then have a backup plan for your plans. So I say that because it's really important to remember that we have to be flexible. Things change sometimes by the minute every day. So we have to go in with kind of an idea of what we're going to do, but not panic if it doesn't work out that way. So know your schedule. Make sure you know the start and stop times of each of your classes. I would recommend using a clock or a timer. If it helps you, you could set an alarm on your Apple Watch so it can give you a little nudge when it might be time to let the kids pack up and go. Or if you are rotating classrooms instead of the kids, it will give you an idea of how soon your class will be over and when you need to start heading out. I would always anticipate surprises. Something is always going to go wrong, and that is okay. I foresee a lot of technology issues either the first day or the first week of school. You might think that kids know how to use the computers, but surprise, sometimes they don't. So definitely anticipate where things could go wrong or where you might get held up or surprised. And the biggest advice on that is to never let them see you sweat. You might be internally combusting, you might be screaming inside of your head, but don't ever let the kids see you get flustered or panicked. Totally try to keep a calm persona on the outside because if they don't know anything's wrong, nothing is wrong. My second tip is going to be to make sure that your learning management system is set up and ready. So whether you are using Google Classroom, Schoology, Seesaw, Canvas, OneNote, name all of the other learning management systems that you can possibly think of, make sure that it's ready to go on day one. This is an example of how I'm going to set up my Google Classroom because that is the learning management system that we are using at my school. I have chosen to set it up by period, so whether they are remote, hybrid, or face-to-face in person, they will all belong to the same class period, so I chose to kind of group my sections that way. When I get into a class, it looks like this. Nothing shows up on the stream because I have that set up very specifically that way. Sometimes I find when you are posting announcements and classwork at the same time, the announcements get missed because they're cluttered up with those those classwork posts. That is a preference that you can do down here on the stream. You can choose whether or not you want students to post and comment only, or just the teacher. But right here, classwork on the stream, you can choose to hide those notifications, and that is what I've chosen to do. So I will instruct kids to go to the classwork tab, and this is how I've kind of chosen to set it up. Up at the top, something that they might need every day, digital hall pass. So I've chosen to use a digital form of that this year, so they can click right on that and it'll take it to the hall pass. I have a help guide for using G Suite apps that students can reference whenever they want. Start here every day. I'm going to have them do a daily attendance and mental health check-in form every day at the start of class. Then they'll go to our virtual classroom and they'll be able to see what the expectations are and what they need to accomplish for the day. I will be numbering my units. This is our first one together. I don't have any assignments under to show you, but I am planning on using the Alice Keeler method. She uses numbers, so 3-digit numbers to code everything. So what would be first, second, third in the order of how students should do them. This is also where I will post their first digital interactive notebook that they can start working with and getting used to, and any assignments that I will have probably with the date attached to them under this unit will all go under here. So my next tip for a successful start to the school year is to pick just a few technology pieces to master and then rock those pieces. I know that as teachers, we are getting bombarded with new technology to use in our classrooms. So instead of being semi-okay with a million things, why don't you just pick a few to master 100%? So whether that's going to be something like using a Google site, setting up a central hub for all of your students to visit and also for your families to visit. You could also get really familiar with Flipgrid. You can have students post videos and collaborate that way in the classroom. Kami, something like a PDF editor, so you could turn all of your PDF worksheets into something that students can write on and annotate on. You can use Edpuzzle or Jamboard. Jamboard is part of G Suite. It's like an interactive whiteboard, and Edpuzzle is used for watching videos and inserting questions. So just pick something that you like, something that you're comfortable with, something that might push you a little bit to grow outside of your comfort zone, and just master those pieces of technology instead of getting overwhelmed by all of the choices. My last tip for a successful start to this school year is to be authentically you. Don't put on a front for your kids, because they'll know. If you are humorous, if you're funny, if you like to tell corny jokes, don't hide that. Throw out as many puns as you can. Make your kids laugh. They'll remember that. If you're nervous, be nervous. I can bet your kids are going to be nervous too, and that's okay. Just be authentically you on your first day and in your first week, and start to form those relationships with your kids. A friend of mine said that you can look for 3 things on the first day. Get them there, get them fed, get them home, and everything else is extra. I would like to add to that, keep them safe and make sure they feel loved on the first day. And I would call that a successful first day and first week. I just want you to remember that you've got this and you can do this. If you have to take a few moments throughout the day and throughout the first week to remind yourself that you can do hard things, I really want you to do that and to take that time for yourself. We preach a growth mindset to our students, so it's really important for us to practice what we preach. Repeat after me. I can do hard things. This week might seem like a mountain that you have to climb, but you will get to the top and you will make it through the first week of school. Friends and educators, if there's anything that I can help you with this week as you head back to school, please reach out to me at thrivingwiththurmanator@gmail.com. I wish you a safe and happy first week of school. Bye!